At your service, honoured to be your host throughout the 3 hours. With me now, I've got Emma Birch, a veterinary officer at the Newry Veterinary Centre, and the boss is here too, Liam Fitzsimons.
One of many bosses.
One of many bosses. How many people have you got over there now?
There's 9 vets in total.
9?
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been a vet, Emma?
Just 6 months now.
6 months?
Yeah.
And this is your first assignment?
Exactly. So just graduated in June there.
Yeah.
So.
What drew you to Newry?
You have to ask that question.
Yeah, exactly.
The bright lights.
A change of scenery, I suppose, and the job came up, and I liked the sound of it, and I liked the place when I came up. So
yeah. Now, your specific interests in the profession, the areas of animal care, what are they?
Mostly small animal, I suppose. I'd have an interest in, and I like surgery, so I'd like to maybe pursue a certificate in surgery or something like that as the years goes on. So,
do you manage at the moment to do any surgery?
Yeah, we do a lot of surgery down there. So
Emma's a very good surgeon.
Really, that's a nice thing to know. Do you use the diathermy knife or the ordinary scalpel?
Scalpel
all the time.
We're still in the last century.
No, I would have an interest in surgery myself, and times I've done stories on nationwide on it.
Yeah.
Also, nowadays the human surgeons use the diathermy job.
We have to wait to the hospital to start getting rid of it in order to
get
it, because they charge NHS prices for diathermy.
Yes, of course. Yeah. What are the issues at the moment out there? It's cold weather, Liam.
Cold weather is actually healthy weather by and large.
Yeah.
Good ventilation. The cold, even though people say it kills the bugs, it doesn't actually. Bugs survive better in cold weather than they do in warm weather.
Yeah.
But there's better ventilation, lower humidity, so there's less pneumonia in animals. But the problem is with all these, it's the horses.
Yeah.
Abandoned. The grass has stopped growing. The grass is dying with the burning wind, and
there's no nutrition in the grass, I suppose, either. And,
You were on a case recently.
Yeah, we go out to a lot of cruelty cases, and there was a cruelty case the other day there with a horse that had been abandoned. And so it was just left in a field, in somebody else's field, with no food and skin and bone. So that kind of thing is definitely more rife in the winter, I suppose, isn't it?
And are you able to... There's only one road for that horse, perhaps. Maybe there's 2 roads. Down to a horse home, there's one down in Meath. Or failing that, it's euthanizing them.
The problem is the horse sanctuary is inundated with horses.
Yeah.
Across Kennan, up in Antrim now, are actually euthanizing horses because there's no one taking them.
No one taking them, and
the cost and expense of keeping them.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for... These would have been family pets, maybe, would they, at some stage?
Probably.
Yeah, or maybe, I suppose, during the Celtic Tiger, a lot of people got into horses and thought it was maybe a way of making money and that kind of thing. And then when the money ran out, the horses were left. So I think that's a huge part of it as well.
So, Emma, what did you see yesterday when you went to explore the report of a horse or horses in difficulty?
Well, we went out and there was very, very little grass in the field. It was a very cold day that day. It was still frosty at maybe 12 or 1 o'clock. And this horse was very thin and lame as well, and just looked like it had been completely neglected, So we went out there with a welfare officer, so then we write a report, and then they'll submit it and hopefully seize the horse.
So is that horse still there?
No, it's actually been removed yesterday. So one of my colleagues went out yesterday when it was being removed. So
it's actually the councils now are over animal cruelty when it comes to horses, cattle, sheep, pigs. No, horses.
Yeah,
dogs,
horses
cats.
are pets.
That horse possibly by now has been put down.
I think they keep them, and then there's a court case and that kind of thing with a lot of them.
They need a court order to do
it.
Once they get what's called the destruction order, then they can rehome or, if necessary, put the horse down. But it's normally rehoming.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it is, because you love animals, and the last thing in the world you want to see happen is creatures being euthanized, being put down, destroyed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it is part of life.
Yeah.
Even the family pet will come to the stage where it'll need put down.
Yeah. I remember a time when the council had responsibility for the destruction of the creatures, and they had a house out on the road to Tandragee, up a hill, and the creature, the dog, was brought into a kind of a pen, a concrete pen. Couldn't move at all, and there was an electrode put on its ear, and an electrode put on its tail.
Yeah,
That's how they killed the dog. I did my programme on the Fathom Line on BBC Radio Ulster on it. I had nightmares for months. I never saw anything like it.
And in those days, prior to neutering, there were hundreds of dogs that tried. There were tens of dogs put down every week.
Why would they have gone for that mode of destruction rather than using an injection, which would be a more humane way of doing it, Liam?
The thing is, a layman can do that, whereas it takes... Well, it doesn't have to be a vet to give an IV injection, but it is an acquired skill. And it is, a skill. It can be very difficult.
Yeah.
Think of going to the doctor to a phlebotomist and getting a bad phlebotomist.
Oh, yeah.
It's exactly the same, but the injection is a lot more humane.
Yeah, I think so, without a doubt. Now, more and more women are going into the veterinary business. He's delighted.
Girls are smarter, you see, that's the thing.
They
So
probably are too.
In terms of girls who want to go into the profession, what are the kind of general educational requirements?
Well, it's different. I know it's different for the UK as, you know, as regards the south of Ireland, but I went to UCD in Dublin. So I did the leaving cert because I'm from County Laois. So you're looking at very high points, you know, and a lot of work, I suppose.
Could you have gone into human medicine had you so chosen?
Yeah, I could have, yeah.
You could have.
Yeah.
The points for medicine are actually, human medicine are lower than veterinary.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is that, Liam? Why is that?
I think it's because veterinary is popular. It's popularity.
Yeah,
But
there's only one place to do it as well.
Yeah.
Like, that makes the difference. You know, you can only do it in UCD in Ireland, whereas you can do medicine in a couple of...
What a place is UCD.
Oh, yeah.
It's you know, creme de la creme. It's the state of the art.
Yeah, I loved it down
The
there.
college
yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, it is indeed. You studied there.
I studied there, but I was in the old college in Ballsbridge.
Yeah.
It's all changed now.
Absolutely. When did you, Emma, first decide you were going to be a vet?
I suppose I always loved animals, you know, ever since I was a child, and I was always bringing home this, that and the other to, you know, to my dad and saying, you know, can we take this in and this stray and that kind of thing. But I did take a brief detour into law for 2 years, so I kind of came to my senses then and went back in the went back on the veterinary route then after that.
I remember, however, as I get older, I remember more on a country road coming across a leveret. There it was, tiny, tiny little thing, and I brought it to the vet, and possibly the wrong thing to have done. Should have left it there because the mother would have got it very, very quickly and brought it back. And so I understand the love of creatures from an early age. And your practice over there now, you're doing farming work, you're doing domestic pets, all of that kind of thing. What's the emphasis at the moment? What's the preoccupation there?
In the pets, well, pets is... Surgical-wise, it's always neutering.
Yeah.
That's sort of our bread and butter.
Wise,
That's every day.
Yeah.
But we see lumps and bumps and...
I suppose at this time of the year there's a lot of puppies as well. You know, people got puppies for Christmas, whether that's right or wrong, you know. Yeah, so there's a lot of vaccinations.
A lot of our work is preventative medicine, and that is vaccinating and things like that. We had an interesting one last week. We had a dog that swallowed 2 stones.
Oh, yeah.
And had been sick for an awful long time.
Yeah, it was carrying these in its stomach.
Yeah.
One had passed into the intestine, and that was the problem.
Oh
and it
my
actually
God.
had made it had stretched the intestine that much that the gut had become necrotic.
Yeah.
So we had to
What's
resect.
necrotic?
Dead.
Dead. Oh, yeah.
It had basically perforated.
Yeah.
So we had to resect a piece of gut, or cut out a piece of gut and join the 2 ends.
Wow, that's tricky business.
It is tricky.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
No, I actually didn't do that one.
You did that day.
Yeah, I was kind of helping with the anaesthetic side of things.
Yeah.
But at one stage there were 4 vets operating.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. But the dog is doing well now, so it's great. She's in and out. So.
Yeah. The breed popularity, what are people going for in dogs?
Shih Tzus, Cavaliers,
Bichons.
Bichons. Bichons are very popular at the present.
Small little fluffy white dogs, I think is.
And they can sometimes, there can be problems with them in that they will consume their own fluff, their own hair.
They can.
And that causes a problem.
Hairball.
And it's a hairball passing through and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It can act like a foreign body, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
It forms felt.
Yeah. So I don't quite know how to ask this question. You're a very young vet. That's maybe a
I'm
way.
not, I'm not as young
Oh,
as
sorry.
You know, it's
I was younger.
you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
Been in your mid-20s. You look to the future and you look at your career. What will you focus on and specialise in as time passes by?
I don't know. I suppose I'm still in my first kind of 6 months of working, so it's you know, it's all new, and I kind of want to see what area, you know, I have the most interest in. But at the moment, I really like surgery, so I think that's definitely something I'd like to maybe put a bit more time into, you know, as the years goes on. But I'm happy enough for the moment, just
doing that.
just yeah.
Veterinary, veterinary is becoming more specialised. When I did veterinary, I aspired to be James Herriot.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, master of none. That day has gone.
Yeah.
Now you have to have a speciality.
Yeah. You're a speciality. You're a surgeon. Yeah.
I like surgery.
Yeah, of course. And your your most exciting operation so far, the one that challenged you most.
The splenectomy was quite
Splenectomy.
interesting.
What is the splenectomy?
So we had a dog a couple of weeks ago that had a huge tumour on his spleen.
Yeah.
So when we opened him up, it was just blood everywhere in the abdomen, and you know, so we weren't sure if he was going to make it, or you know. But in the end, we were able to take out the spleen with the tumour on it.
Wow.
He's actually doing well.
Yeah, and the dog is doing really well. So
Yeah.
He was brought in and practically unable to walk.
Yeah.
Very, very pale. Scanned the abdomen, saw fluid in the abdomen which should not have been there. Did a peritoneal tap, took some fluid off the belly, and saw it was blood. And then sort of 2 and 2.
Yeah, to lead you there. Now, can a creature exist without its spleen?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you? It produces chemical, does it? To the spleen.
It starts to they kind of compensate, and they produce, you know, red blood cells from other areas.
Yeah.
They do kind of.
Spleen's important also in fight and flight. If you're scared, the adrenaline shrinks the spleen, injects more red blood cells into your circulation, and therefore gives you a better oxygen carrying capacity.
Yeah, so you can run faster.
It's also involved in fighting infection, which so you have to be careful post splenectomy in humans as well. If you get an infection, you normally have to get a course of antibiotics.
Yeah.
Quite a common post car accident. Seat belts, or especially the back seat belts over the belly, can rupture spleens.
My goodness, that's need to be. But at the same time, in the human world, essential that we wear the seatbelts always.
Oh yes,
without fail.
You can live without your spleen.
Absolutely. Can you what about a blood transfusion for a small animal, like a dog? How do you match the blood as we do in humans?
It's not as important with dogs, sure. It's not to.
Even in people, the first transfusion you'll get away with.
Yeah.
The problem is if you get a different type of blood, you will develop antibodies to that blood type, and it's the subsequent blood transfusions. So dogs, normally it's just one blood transfusion, and it's normally associated with warfarin, rat poison.
Yeah.
But you can type blood.
Yeah. Your practices at the moment, you're in Warrenpoint, you're
Warrenpoint, Newry, and we also provide cover for the USPCA.
Yeah, how does that work? You're out there at the place on the Belfast Road.
Belfast Road,
out at Carnbane.
Yeah. Between myself and 2 other girls that we all started together, we provide the kind of veterinary care there. So from Monday to, or no, they're open 7 days a week, sure,
So you can be called at any time, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So 9 to 7, we're there every day, apart from Sunday, it's 1 to 6. So.
Well, they're lucky to have you, and you are the Newry Veterinary Centre, and we wish you well in your career.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Newry. It's good that you've done so. I bet you're pleased to have her.
We are delighted to have her.
Yeah. Emma, go well, take care.
Thanks very much.
Liam,
Rowan, thank you very much
all
once
the
again.
best to you. And you're keeping a wee eye out for a creature for me, a cat, for a very important person.
Will do.
We will keep an eye out.
I think it was a 10-year-old cat, and the cat went away, went up into the garden, into a shed, an old shed, and lay down in straw and died.
That was
It's wise, it's a peaceful way to go. So listen, thank you very much indeed.
Not at
all.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Ron.
you very much
Thank you.
indeed.
Destination Newry. We're back in moments.